guys, and welcome back to the channel. Well, as you can see, I am back in the kitchen. I'm going to be making one of my all-time favorite comfort foods, smoked venison meatloaf. Now I've got the ingredients right here in front of me. Got a bell pepper, a yellow bell pepper. I got a medium-sized Vidalia onion, 2 eggs. I got 2 types of breadcrumbs, panko and regular Italian breadcrumbs, Worcestershire sauce. Of course, can't cook without the gospel by Meat Church, and I'm also going to be using some McCormick's Montreal steak seasoning. Y'all stay tuned, because we're fixing to start cooking. Alright, so I'm going to start this off with, got a package of deer meat here, ground deer meat, venison if you want to call it that. I'm only making this for myself and my wife, so I'm not going to make a really big meatloaf. But I've got about a pound here. Got a pound of deer meat. And I'm also going to be adding some ground pork. As we all know, venison or deer meat is very lean. So I want to add in some fat to it. We're going to get that going here in just a second. Put that off to the side. But right now, what I'm going to do is I'm using an orange bell pepper. My wife and I, neither of us really like the green bell pepper, so we're going to use this one. So hang tight. Okay, so I've added the onion and the bell pepper. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add in 2 eggs. Like I said, this is one of them. I think meatloaf is my favorite of all as far as comfort foods. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some Montreal steak seasoning. Now, I don't measure anything. I got a pound of beef, excuse me, a pound of venison and about a ½ pound of pork, onions, and the eggs. So I'm going to put in what I think would be about right. It's not sprinkling out, so let's go to the big bowl here. Here we go. That looks about right. And then I'm going to add in some panko. All I have left, it's about maybe a cup and a half. I'm going to start off with maybe about that much, about maybe a ½ cup. And I'm going to start the mixing. And we're going to go from there. If I need more breadcrumbs, I'll add it. And I think I will. It's a little wet. Okay, so it's still a little wet, so I'm going to add some, before I do that, Worcestershire sauce. Almost forgot. Again, I don't know how much I add. I just add, to what I need. There we go. Add some Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. I don't want it too bready, but I don't want it too runny either. All right, let's get back to working. Using this orange bell pepper, as far as I'm concerned, makes it a little more colorful. I know a lot of people think that meatloaf is just so bland and so drab. So I think you like to use a different color other than green. And I think it just actually, when it comes to venison, I think that pepper, that orange pepper, because it's got a sweeter taste to it, I think it just brings it out a little bit better. Okay, here we go. All right, just like anything that you're going to do on a pit, or if you're using a barbecue rub, you're going to let it sit for a little bit so that seasoning can penetrate into the meat. That's what we're going to do. And while we're waiting on that, I'm headed outside. We're going to fire up the pit boss. Hang tight. Okay, so I've got the Pit Boss firing up. I've got it on smoke right now. Once that smoke starts to billow out, I'm going to set the temperature to about 350. Remember, these barrel type smokers, especially on these pellet grills, these pellet smokers, it's like a convection oven, so that heat's just doing like one of these numbers. So I'm going to cook it just like I would in the oven. It's just I'm going to get that great smoked flavor out of it. So once it starts, like I said, set it for 350. Once it comes up the temp, we're going to slide it in there and we're going to leave it for about an hour. Alright, well, we're up to temperature at 135. I've got the meatloaf right here. Now one thing, I don't know if you can see this, but one thing I forgot to do, I'm going to say something else, is I cut a little trough. Just take my hands and just kind of put a little trough in there, because I am actually going to put something on top of this once it gets close to finishing up. And I just want that trough right there. So anyway, here we go. We're fixing to put it in the, there we go. Put it right in there, close her down. We'll see her in an hour. What I forgot to mention while I was inside preparing this is a lot of times when you make meatloaf, a lot of people will put ketchup on top of the meatloaf, cook it in. Some put it in, put the ketchup on top of it. Right before you take it out, say the last maybe 10 minutes or so, they'll put it in. A little bit of thunder and lightning out here. I'm glad I'm under the shed. But anyway, I'm not going to be using ketchup. You can use ketchup. You can use barbecue sauce. But I found this the other day down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Is Conrad Farms Gourmet sauces, and this one is the sweet bourbon glaze. I've never tried, I've tasted it, but I've never tried it on anything, so this will be a first for that. But I'll leave a link down in the description below where you can order this online. Or if you're ever in the Myrtle Beach area, running by one of the Tanger outlets, he's got, I think, 4 or 5 locations around the Myrtle Beach area. Pick you up a bottle of this or any of his jams and jellies and other barbecue sauces. But I thought a nice bourbon, sweet bourbon glaze would go good with this meatloaf. Okay, this is looking good. I'm gonna take a little bit of this sweet bourbon glaze, give it a good shake. I'm gonna pour it on here. Brush it around. And let that finish up about another 10 minutes and we should be good to go. Okay guys, so here it is. It is done. I would have showed you on the pit as it was coming off, but it is pouring down rain outside and I didn't want to take my cameras out there. We've let it rest for a few minutes. Hopefully you can see it, but I'll get you a closer shot here in a little bit. But we're going to cut into this. We're going to take a bite and we're going to see how it is. Of course, I'm an end piece guy, so we're going to take a piece of the end piece. You can see in there. Take another little piece. We'll take another. Man, that is juicy. It smells unbelievable. Hang tight. We'll take a bite here in just a second. But this took about an hour to cook. That's it in the smoker. And I mean, it is something to smell. So we're gonna take a bite. So let's do this. Remember, it has the Montreal steak seasoning, and then it's got the peppers and the onions, and I coated it with the gospel from Meat Church, and then I poured that sweet bourbon glaze on top of it. So here's the first bite. Oh man. That is absolutely delicious, guys. I mean, 100%. There's no getting around that. It's juicy. Flavor. You got all those flavors. All I got to say is this. My wife better hurry up and get home from work. But if she doesn't, I'm gonna eat every last bit of this. I did it again, guys. I'm telling you. Follow this recipe. Just watch the video, follow the recipe, and I'm telling you, you're gonna make one of the best meatloafs you've ever had. And I'm using venison with a little bit of pork. I mean, you can use straight beef if you like. I honestly think I don't even need the pork on this. It tastes that well. It tastes that good. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know, do the thing, man. Leave me a comment down below. Hit that thumbs up button. And we will see y'all next time on Daddy Duck 365. Yeah, I can't leave this alone. We done.